All right, let's jump into All Star then. Who's seen? Have y'all seen these or have y'all not seen?
Saw a little bit this morning. Finally,
I,
looked at it.
I was two for me at least two Suns, two Clippers, and two Suns, two Clippers, and it just felt like a lot. I didn't think I was getting both of those. I thought we was
There's the
getting.
two Timberwolves too.
Yeah, I expected two Timberwolves. Just because I figured Towns
Yeah,
or
they have the higher record.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was just I was surprised to see two Clippers. I get it. I definitely get it, and I guess Booker's been hooping lately, so I got it. But yeah, any y'all see it in front of you? Any thoughts?
that's what I say. It's just funny you probably start that way
Uh,
because probably
Wait,
just
hold
a.
on.
Oh, go
Can
ahead.
you just hit like on that tweet for me real quick so I can pull it up on my phone?
Yep, got you. Go ahead. Yeah, what you saying?
uh, or yeah, just for the way you started, just with the twos, I guess. Or, yeah, two Suns, two Clippers, two Lakers, and two
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves, and zero Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Man, that's the worst way to explain it. It's not that every player in those duos doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
have a legitimate shot or deserve to be there, but it's that all of them are there, and neither
Mm-hmm.
Sabonis or Fox is on this list. Is kind of crazy.
It feels wild that I thought at least one was a lock. There's the numbers are too good to not have one of them on this team. Uh, it's a choice, man. Paul George is having. I mean, I get it, but
It's
yeah, I
confusing.
just.
I don't lie. It's a weird year for this shit. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
probably why the voting system, this new voting system, probably I don't know. Say things ever feel like they're working well, but
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know how you even like figure this shit out with the Western Conference, but like just try to divvy this up amongst the fans, coaches, like amongst the groups that we
Mm-hmm.
have because ask anybody, man. I don't know. It's like, who do you even take off for? I think my brain goes Paul George, but I don't even know. Like, like my brain's looking at Towns and Paul George, like they don't have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Still, like, yeah, the Timberwolves are weird though, because I feel like I don't know how impactful is Rudy compared to those two.
Yeah, so I mean, they're really good on defense, and that's the toss up where like Towns has the traditional All Star numbers to get that
Yeah,
spot as the second best. Where you could probably argue Rudy might be actually more important just because of how good the team's been on defense, but
mm,
it's a tough balance too. It's like Towns has been really good, and Towns is really important for making the offense work. Like Towns is really important for making it so Rudy Gobert can be on the court, like just even kind of type
yeah.
thing on the offensive end. So it's an interesting one.
Well, I
Um,
guess that might explain those two, though. I think Towns and Paul George, why the names that bother me, because it seems like, yeah, when I look at their teams, I guess Rudy and it's I guess the trio being so strong of Rudy and Gobert, and then even I would say with the way the Clippers went with Harden, which is kind of how been the best team in the league since December. But and Harden's playing really good basketball. It seems like just Kawhi's locked in, and not many players in the NBA at all on his level. So just those two, I think specifically feel comfortable kind of sliding them off the list because I know they're a part of something. Like even though rewarding winning, I think rewarding winning, but it even seems like maybe not rewarding winning and taking away a Paul George one. But I think the balance is, no, De'Aaron and Sabonis are leading the team even, or I'm saying the West is, it's funny this year, I guess, to see how the layers and levels of this shit works.
there's four top teams in the West that kind of all keep jumping around in different spots, and it's just two of them got two players and two of them got one player, and I don't think Jamal Murray should have been on the team, but I did have J Dub in Paul George's spot on mine.
Yeah, that's let's say more interesting. Yeah,
Like
there's
who?
that's a lot of interesting conversation
Jalen
I had.
Williams from
Oh
OKC.
yeah.
Yeah, dude shooting like
Oh,
56 from the field and like 45 from three. It doesn't make any sense.
I was like
Um,
that. I didn't feel like I couldn't even ask this question until now. I wouldn't have actually thought about it before. But who better between Chet Holmgren and Carl Anthony Towns?
that's a good question. That is a very good
Because
question.
I felt like I ain't gonna lie, it felt pretty obvious. If you asked me a week ago, the answer I would have said was gonna be Chet. It wasn't gonna be Cat. Like I think if you asked
Yeah.
me 2 weeks into the season, I would be like, it's Chet. And then ever since then, I don't know. Even as well as Cat played, I don't know if it changed my mind because Chet, like the literal thing that Cat was supposed to be better than every big man at. Chet is kind of the next being the next evolution off of that.
Yeah.
And he looked like Rudy Gobert, young Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I was about to say he's the common. If we're talking about the Towns or Gobert issue, and it's like, oh, there's a team that's won just as many games that has kind of the combo of the two. Though he's not, and he likes crazy. Just what because you're a rookie, he's like he's not as good at either one as them quite yet. I would say, but also he's getting real close, real soon, and the combination is like, yeah, that's an interesting choice. I didn't even really give Chet much of a consideration, but now that you say it, compared with that comparison,
See, you saying I remember because when you brought up J Dub, I think off pod, I think that was where my mind kind of went, was like them being the team that I think I can look towards the 3 All-Stars from, because it's not about the numbers, like the big box score numbers are like Towns and Paul George maybe getting a fan vote, Towns having the numbers and stuff like that, but OKC being the one for me that I'm looking at, like, yeah, that's the team with 3 All-Star level talents. When I watch them play, like that's who it most feels like, I guess, probably most consistently throughout the season, you know.
I'll say, boo, give me Wemby. Man,
yeah,
oh, man.
he was an interesting one. I was saying if his second half of the season is going to be an all-star season, like just based on what he's been, like what we're about to see, I think he would have been like how I think he's going to finish this season based on what since they started playing him at center essentially has been, like that dude's an all-star like right now.
Yeah.
Actually. Yep. So that's the other thing I feel like me and them talking about. It's just he's crazy because it's just he's gonna be too good next year. He's gonna be a problem. Like this is the one year of them being bad, but he's gonna be too good for it not to like. It's already starting to happen. They're playing guys close already. He put 33 on N.B.H the day N.B.H dropped 71. It's just he's coming, man. It's something scary. Do we have any thoughts on these? Feel like it kind of all worked out. Do y'all have picks? Who do y'all want to replace? It seems like Randall and N.B.H are probably going to be injury scratches. So there's 2 more spots to open up at least over there.
Let me see this.
I don't even know who. I feel like I've struggled to get to this many players in the first place. Because I think Trae Young might actually be the next logical person to put in the mix.
Oh yeah, no, I think it might be
Trae Young,
which is it's a good way to tell you about the state of the East. Jalen Brunson should have started over Dame, by the way.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Dame started.
Or Donovan Mitchell. I think I picked Donovan Mitchell over Dame, but either one I feel like should have started over Dame. I think it's just because they have the record, I guess, and because he's Dame. I'm about to say, like, almost when like, oh, now you get to feel like what it's like to not be in. Just Dame's lost out on so many All-Star situations because he was in the same side as Harden and Steph. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, he gets to be on the other end for once in his life, while Steph has to. It's crazy to think that Damian Lillard is a starter in the All-Star game and Steph Curry is not. But that's what happens when you go east.
Julius Randle's here.
He's been hooping. Or the numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was surprised. No, that was surprised until I read it, and like I was surprised when somebody said it, and then I went to go look at the numbers. It's like he's like at 26 and like 10, damn near, or like with.
He just be doing that shit out of nowhere.
He be doing that shit.
I've been trying to pay attention to him, and it's just I don't know. He kind of just.
Yeah,
he's got some.
Not even a bad thing. He'll take that second fiddle role, kind of the Brunson a lot. I feel like, and just be like a 16, 18 point per game player. But he does this.
24, 9.2, 5 assists a game. Oh, that was Julius Randle and Karl-Anthony Towns are shooting the same amount of threes, even though Julius Randle's shooting 31% and Karl-Anthony Towns are shooting like 43%. It's so annoying. But go ahead. Now on Julius isn't. I don't understand why Towns doesn't shoot 9 threes a game. But go ahead.
Yeah, Julius with the Knicks though. It's like here I say it. The story with Julius and the Knicks stuff, like he just has these really good stretches. Like he has really good stretches on this team, like over the last 3 seasons. But yeah, is it 3? Have they made the playoffs twice or 3 times? Just twice. But it's two really bad series. Like it's 2 series that are like he's like not like it's like makes you think almost like Towns, like where it makes you think like how close can you be towards the best version that we do see of you during the regular season? How close can you get to this guy during the playoffs? And That's probably the thing with Julius, where it's like even when he does start playing well or gets into his bag, it's kind of like, oh yeah, what is this going to look like when the game slows down and you're playing against Milwaukee, Cleveland in the playoffs even.
To y'all point, because I just had
We worked Cleveland. He might have played well versus Cleveland, or kind of.
yeah. I think he was been fine in the wins. He struggled in the losses. I think that Hawks series, that was the one that I think he might have been playing hurt though. So the first 6 games of this season, he's averaging 13.7 points a game on 27% from the field. That's insane. But he has this stretch. It's what you guys are saying. I'll see if I can find where it starts. Actually, it's kind of wild to look at. It's just 34 ends. We'll say it ends right here, where he's 29. He had a stretch of 13 games this season. 13 games in a row. 29.2 points per game, 9 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shooting 54% from the field. It's just, he has those moments, man. It's kind of crazy.
But still, this conference, man, is that's what I'll go back to.
Yeah.
It's still that's the 2 names though I'm looking at, because I know both of them be hooping when they be hooping, and it's hard for me to actually buy in at any of this point anymore. But Jaylen Brown and Julius Randle, just looking at, feel like they really embody what it means to be an Eastern Conference All-Star. When I look at this list, the kind of the difference in the 2 conferences, just like I don't think they sniffing it on the other side, man.
The two guys that had to be on it too. They're probably the first 2 kind of picks from the reserves, honestly, besides like Tyrese because of the point guard thing. Tyrese and Jaylen.
That's what I said. Paolo, I know Paolo's been really good, but him getting there this early, even it's kind of crazy. Of that's like Franz is. I think Franz is close
Paolo.
as.
I've loved Paolo this year, and I didn't have him. Like Paolo's been one of my favorite guys to watch this year, and I did not have him. I gave it to Kristaps instead. Honestly,
yeah, that was the other name I heard. Yeah, saying Kristaps over Jaylen or Paolo, but that it's the East is funny, man. This is interesting, but yeah, Trey. I think Trey's probably the guy that probably gets one of the spots.
You imagine, yeah. Let's see who grabs the other way. Excuse me. Yeah, no, some interesting. Any other thoughts? Anyone else snubbed? I think the Kings guys. The West is just tough. There was a lot of names as I was just going through it. Like, yeah, just J-Dub. I feel like definitely both the Kings guys. I feel like there was there was other guys too. It's hard to make the decisions because it's like I understand the Booker thing. The dudes got themselves up to like the 4 or to the 5 seed pretty easily. He's been hooping recently.
Oh yeah, no.
So I get that one too, but it just feels like not enough spots.
Yeah, so yeah, the list makes sense with like every probably factor in how all the voting balances out. Like actually, the only thing that I look at that doesn't make sense about it is I think that doesn't make the most sense to me is Paul George and Karl Towns. At least that's just not that they don't belong there, but at least I think there's players that are just on their level or maybe even a little more deserving of the spot. So deserving of maybe the spot, but yeah, all goes to show you just kind of how deep this West is. That I think there's those other 10 guys. Like I don't know how you argue any of them off.
Yeah, no, just the locks. Yeah, there's the
Lakers have it too, though.
It is crazy, but you also just can't because man.
I was like, the Lakers get the 2, we get the 1. It's like even though it's like it makes sense, especially you factor in fan voting. It's like it's like no doubt that they're getting the Lakers are getting both and the Warriors are getting the 1, and it's just.
Especially because LeBron's the voter and AD is the one that's definitely like you just couldn't look past Anthony Davis this season. Either one, which is crazy that these dudes aren't that good because both of these dudes, or how the team isn't that good because both of these dudes are just having actually really good seasons. And it's like they have 2 all-star level players and they can't get out past the 9 seed. It's kind of crazy. The West is tough, man. The West is tough. And even little stuff like Kyrie plays 5 more games. He has a pretty good big argument too. Like there's just not enough players and not enough spots, man.
This is funny.
The Eastern conferences.
You said what?
Yeah, throw away these conferences.
Yeah, that might be the answer.
Best, what is it? 24. How much players make the team?
24. Yeah.
That's 24 players, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Giannis, Joel. I thought I was going to say more names. Maybe Tyrese, but even then the West guards. No, Tyrese. Are those the only 3? Or Tatum? Those are the only 4 locks that would make it in that situation?
That would make it. Yeah. I mean, if it is, that's just what it is.
No, I'm saying that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
To your point, is just
yeah,
like the
yeah.
East
Nope,
is
that's
just
that's it. Only
But
three
when,
players. Only three players on this team. There's only three players on the team that have a chance. I love Tyrese Halliburton, but I think after Giannis, Joel, and yeah,
Giannis,
Tatum,
Joel,
Giannis,
Tyrese,
Joel,
Tatum.
Tatum.
Yeah.
Giannis, Joel. I don't even say Tyrese is not. If I
Woo.
take off Paul George
Hey,
and Carl
Lead the
Towns,
league in assists, man. I don't
but
know.
put him in the actual Western
Yeah.
Conference, his record's not hasn't been that great. I was like, yeah, no, he'd be fighting where Steph and LeBron is fighting, putting up big numbers too. I don't see him being like a 5. He'd be the
Well,
10th
yeah, I
seed,
think we're not
averaging
saying
25, 20, and 11.
I think we're not saying
But
put him to the West as much though, as much as
yeah, if
just
you
if
just
you're
swap, yeah,
or just not even swap, just like if we're
or just
just
yeah, or
picking
if there's
20,
no yeah,
if we're picking 24 best, and I think that's an
yeah,
interesting one. That's the thing. The West guards is loaded. Because it's like Luca, Shea definitely over him. Ant, Ant's the interesting question. Who do you go with between Ant and Tyrese if you had to pick one?
mm,
and
That's Ant. That's three. Steph makes four, and you got two wild cards. But yeah, he might not get in because no other guards got in, or Booker got in. Who you take over him? But I'll probably take him over Booker. I'll be
he's
hating
the
though.
one. I guess he is the one. I guess that's what. Yeah, just
Yeah,
he's the it's Giannis and B Tatum are the locks, and Tyrese is the
probably the
only
one that
other
could
player.
snatch
I
the
guess
spot up.
the other
Yeah,
guard in the guard. I guess the only other player. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, it's like he fits as top six if you take the six best. One, two, three, four, five, six best guards, or five or
because
six of the best guards.
Harden got a better claim than a lot of people on this Eastern Conference list. You just
Well,
start
also I'll
looking
say it's
through it.
funny. I feel like Harden and Siakam are like in a weird. I feel like they neither of them kind of got a legit. I wondered if Siakam got affected by the trade, or I'm not paying enough attention to the East. So I'm just seeing the same
Nah, he wasn't. People were saying
names.
even before the trade, Scotty was the guy. I think they were
Scotty
talking
was.
about
Yeah.
from the East this year. They kind of
what do you
that's who they've been playing through. But yeah, man, no, it's wild. It's anything to see them balance again. We see what the future holds.
Oh, wait, who are the
Just want to
biggest
see what the
biggest
weekend.
snubs of the West besides Fox and Sabonis?
Oh,
Who
that's
else
what I was
should
gonna say. I have a feeling LeBron and Steph are gonna be tied to the hip, much like not like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant were, but I do want to see.
in their own way?
I can see the LeBron joke. LeBron's gonna try to take Steph as a starter. I can see that being the first thing. LeBron's gonna do a joke at the start of the whole bit. He's gonna try to take Steph as a starter, just like, yeah, I see your greatness. I know you're the blah blah blah, whatever. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I feel we talked about it with the Olympics, maybe off mic, of just how much this next Olympics is gonna be big recruiting season for all the next super teams are gonna get going down the
Yeah,
line. But I feel like this game also
at
has
the
a little bit
beginning.
of that. Yeah, I feel like the Luca recruitment too. I feel like just some guys are hitting those spots. It's gonna be time for these. I don't know if Anthony Edwards, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and Luka Doncic are playing for these teams their whole career. You know,
Yeah,
interesting to see where it
this is
ends
where
up.
the foundation gets laid.
That's how you know the East, and this is a shout out to them. The Knicks really have made it, man. Because like the Knicks got two All Stars, and they should have two All Stars. Knicks are just remember what the Knicks were for so much of us watching the Knicks for the last like 2 decades. Like just besides the Melo run, it's just they're a real basketball team now. It's crazy.
This is what's sad.
They
It's
were like
just
13,
something
won
about
like
the
13-3 in January. Go ahead.
good. This is his man. They're doing everything right, man. It's just the East, man. It's hard for me not to laugh. This the Knicks and the Celtics right now both funny as hell. I guess they both just seem like they made it to these places and like y'all ain't going nowhere, man. Neither the Celtics they made it all the way there
The
to like.
nice part for
Yeah,
the
the East is the
Knicks.
East right now. The Celtics have a really fucking good, have one of their best teams. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
figured it out. They got the superstar, everything, and they can't stop being 1 or 2 seed every year, and they can't stop getting better. But I don't know where it's gonna go, and I don't know how I really even compare Tatum and the Celtics to the top talent every year, going year by year. And then the Knicks, like I said, they doing it. They
Yeah,
breaking all their curses, figuring it out, and it just all to be. I feel like what really
that's the.
actually at the end of the day is like a 47, 48 win
Oh
team, maybe a
yeah.
little less than that in the West, but it's fun. That's two in the East. Gets 2 All-Stars and
Yeah, for real.
three playoff appearances.
The nice thing the Knicks have, the Celtics are kind of mired in this. Like, we can't, they believe too strongly in that main two, so they keep trying to run it back, probably thinking to change the things around it to make it happen. The Knicks are at least in a place where it's like, as soon as the star is ready to take them to that next level, Julius Randle's going to be traded for that guy in a heartbeat, and it's gonna all come together.
It's gonna be the right guy. Trade for Zion. So
Yeah, no,
I
we
don't know
mess it
how it's
up.
gonna
Yeah,
go.
that's the thing. They said no to Donovan Mitchell like 3 times, so I think they got there's some vision here. I don't know who it is. Bridges isn't good enough, but Bridges is the one that makes the most sense just because of the connection.
Yeah.
Bridges
Y'all see
disappointed.
White Dante hit like 9 threes the other day?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sorry, what you say about Bridges though?
They got a funny team.
Bridges
College
just
team.
had higher expectations for him.
Yeah.
Hasn't really been. I mean, I guess they had the Cam Thomas dude came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Still,
I just want them to not suck. It doesn't seem like they don't have to suck, and it just seems like they suck. Like they have their
Yeah, they
moments,
just
but
don't
they
know
just
what the hell they're doing. I think over there, like
yeah. Which I mean, a Jacques Vaughn coach team. I hate to say it. I thought he was turning it around a little bit, but it seems like might be how it goes. Yeah, I kind of want Bridges to be free, but also he seems like too valuable for them to trade. I kind of want to see him somewhere else because that whole. But yeah, kind of the Jordan. I don't know. I kind of was expecting him to make him not a superstar elite, but kind of more like, all right, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted him. I had him and Tyrese on my radar. I feel like Tyrese did his shit.
Yeah.
Bridges kind of just, I